Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
And a radish veggie soup. Add Astra. Haven't you heard? There's a strange one. You're also here for monsters. It's been getting quite busy recently.
Going out on a rainy day is the worst.
Direct assault!
Busted!
Done. Fry! Picked the wrong test subject.
I see everything.
Should.
Take it easy. Gotcha. Stand with me. Busted.
Everyone hold hands. I see everything.
Gotcha.
Everyone hold hands.
Our bond is strong. Quietly now. Take it easy. Busted. Astra. Thank you for
I will protect you.
Here you are.
Someone needs assistance. Someone needs assistance.
Our bond is strong.
As a good knight should.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Everyone hold hands. This way.
Stand with me.
I see everything.
This way. Who's our target, Vic? Quietly now. strong!
Good.
I see everything.
Get with me!
Busted.
Well now.
Everyone hold hands.
Here you are.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Things are about to get dicey.
Out of my way!
Deflect.
Our bond is strong!
Quietly now.
Everyone hold hands. Share my knowledge. Ouchie.
Here comes the catch.
Scatter.
Lightning terrified! Dissipate!
Make yourselves at home.
Gotcha.
A process of elimination. Well now.
Get with me!
Here you are.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Out of my way!
Game's up. Time's over.
Scatter. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position.
I will protect you.
Our bond is strong!
I'll catch up. needs assistance.
Flicker.
Stand with me!
I am a disgrace to the knights. Leave it all to me. Steady as stone. Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up, as a dutiful maid would.
Here you.
But they still need me.
Flicker.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time... If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but Kazuya keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't...
Oh, so
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
just a little while ago, this would have been completely thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit.
All right then. I'll just stay here.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed. In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the... But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui, attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also in the interest of preventing further harassment of the bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigation.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous...
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidahara, you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would know... Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade...
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaidahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with... But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this
is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then.
Yikes! We nearly forgot.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for... No. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaidahara sword art. Focused on blade, those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle.
All the more reason to watch your back!
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. Hey there! Weeba, do you know if anyone around here...
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaide.
You are too kind. We are current...
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing... Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more...
Millions? Of mora?
Please, accept my thanks for...
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day... Sorry, I got a little off topic, but I wouldn't know where to begin if we...
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently? The Tenryo Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's...
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you has... Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured, or for the poor victim, this would...
Don't worry, we'll...
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against...
You flatter me. Truth be told...
You are much too humble. Don't worry, Oh, actually, there was one strange... Let me tell you about it.
Sure. During times like...
All right then. Recently, two people went... One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a...
Amenoma?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the two grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps...
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure! Can't hurt!
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start...
Sounds good. All the best.
Ah, if it is...
Yes. The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Goka. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun. And unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the blades.
So sad?
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, as an example, the Amenoma art strives to... There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in. As for the art of the Kaedehara...
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind, for only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see...
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my... But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your... We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that—
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported he didn't say a word before he left. Which is very— but I've done what I can so far. Worry—
We heard that there was a collector involved in the
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. After that, the next— Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fond— He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be, based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya.
What? No. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would— But, with that said, it's equally out of character. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or— Anyway, should you find him—
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who—
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the— Let's pay a visit to—
I'm very sorry, but we can— My husband has gone
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind, can we perhaps—
For example, Paimon—
That's a long story. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how everything was fine when we first got married. But as— He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends— On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said—
Whoa!
And that led to an arc—
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our fam? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have— And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale—
At first, I assumed but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard— I don't know. He just perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been— Even though I'm still a little mad at him. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf—
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is— But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify you if—
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was— Nope, Never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, they thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating, but it's a far-fetched theory. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only... The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker. Namely, that he is principally a practitioner of...
Darn! We thought we could get 2 birds with 1 stone here, but at this rate, it's...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Miss...
Okay.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Our bond is strong.
Well now.
If at first you don't succeed... I must leave no stone unturned.
Get with me.
As a good knight should. I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
I see. Using a vision harnesses elements. As far as the common folk are concerned, this is no small feat.
So, back then, they were aware of this as they stood beside me. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Wait. I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those, as sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put it to good use when we were chasing down that...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now. But I can... It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious end, we should remain vigilant.
Huh. So it's an
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue it left behind, judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions.
So what should we do?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to... You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far...
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't... It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, quiet your mind and focus on what you... From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but
Whoa! Look at all those hilly trails! They're acting really strangely.
something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
I see everything!
Quietly now.
By the looks of it, a letter, written on a piece of torn clothing. Well, According to this letter, a conflict arose because Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato...
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. Yes, right now, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey for a practitioner of the martial arts. The easiest desire to inflict all the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series...
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. On with the search. We must...
Why here?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sensed... Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa! Sure!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting, or rather as a means to occupy, Amenoma Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the...
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing... And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also, in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable...
So...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from what I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
So Amenome, tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until at long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have Kaede Harakazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over.
Into the wind!
Join
One with
me
nature.
And sever that divine light! He shall rewrite history!
Everyone hold hands!
He shall rewrite history!
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Join me and sever that divine light!
Into the wind!
Rewrite history! Submit to me! He shall rewrite history! Join me and sever that divine light! Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fool.
Lost. I can never lose. Even if you defeat me here, he is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same! I will, and even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but by any means necessary, and any media—
Your fighting style. It is indeed but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You can—
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
Are you trying to claim that I am on his deathbed? He passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that in that regard, why would I—
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are— Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally— After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable—
Oh, that's right! Paimon remembers now!
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you find— Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of— But the way I see it, what began as—
What would you know about any of this? I'm just—
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to— How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you—
Silence! I must achieve my goal. This was his life. I will concede that you are most perceptive.
And you should face—
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-ref— It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan.
How stubbornly you stick to— I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your—
What? Surely you—
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than— once we have dealt with them.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release—
I accept—
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Ame no Mayuya. The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Ame no Mayuya fell—
What?
Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now,
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemy. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably— if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade— if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about— since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base,
All right.
what about Ame no Mayuya? What should we do with—
The blade says he'll let Ame no Mayuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained—
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Time to go. Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business.
Into the wind.
Now this.
Fine.
To the very height.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature. Time to go.
To the very...
The wind knows me.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without... Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not...
Something else on you?
How strange. Rather than try... Let's keep going. Time to go.
It's my lucky
One
day.
with nature. The wind knows me.
Finally, to the ferry. Let's get down to business.
One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Finally,
Into the wind.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps
But what would that...
I will be careful with it. He also says he's still trying. Time to go. That hurt! Into the wind. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
you win this battle.
Are you okay? It looked like
Yes.
the sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a
True form? What are you talking about? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kaira. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Ina's, it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight. I finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty. The only one who truly understood you.
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help!
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Let's get down to business.
One with nature. The wind knows me. One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
Yes.
You fought way better!
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps...
But in this too, you have...
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect... Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor and without proper maintenance. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami...
I sensed it, but...
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey, but the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly deny? I said to him, do not...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening
Wow.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. He spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his frustration, he felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His soul, so he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma. No matter how long, all he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith.
So that's what... After that, the blacksmith's intentions...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred, this blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one... Yes, time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, he seems to have calmed down.
When I look back at the past, I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to... But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, not only did I fail to fulfill it...
You are finally seeing reality...
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement, but I still cannot bring myself to force... So, may I...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix!
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. My physical form, as well as the knowledge...
His attitude... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first formed, alas, nor have I ever had... My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my... You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle.
Oh?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. You must have plenty of reasons to both...
Understood. Then let's start by...
I see. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a...
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch...
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have...
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. In any case, for a final duel, I...
Here you go.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even if he's Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin.
Successor of Amenoma art. Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades.
It is my honor.
Into the wind. That hurt! The wind knows me. Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. Fine. The wind knows me. One with nature.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, his sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
You also fought well. There are a few things that I shall leave him.
I must apologize to you.
You need not seek my forgiveness. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin, I beseech you.
Yes, I too.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I...
I am sorry to have troubled you.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity, but I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency...
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that Yuya is back, it seems...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of...
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And I have decided...
You... But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said his consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions. And only in the final moments,
Seems like he really
the same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me.
Oh, Kazuha?
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that...
Wait! Shouldn't we also...
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him a
Take it easy.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been... The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into...
Wow, you sure...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the
You misunderstand.
I am aware, but I still desire...
Very well, I can understand. Then however, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the...
Great.
Where will you travel to?
I'll probably take... As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like...
This is the headfirst of the Tenma.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
I see. Using a vision harnesses element.
Easier with a few different ideas. To choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
No commotion will be tolerated in the heart of Tenchukaku.
Stop right there! I'll catch up.
Leave it all to me.
Stand with me.
Flicker.
As a dutiful maid would. I see everything! Stand with me! Busted!
Quietly now.
Here you are.
Just you wait. Take it easy.
Work time, Chris.
Busted.
Put your back into it. You're not going anywhere.
Gotcha.
It isn't time for a break yet. Rest preserved.
Stand with me.
Not breaking a sweat. My duty.
Hey! Our bond is strong.
Frozen food.